Well, if you haven't done those taxes yet, time is ticking, but we have some good news. We have an expert here to help us with some tips to sleep a little better at night, so that's good news. Levy is managing partner of Levy and Associates in West Palm Beach, and he's here to help, which is good. We can all take a deep breath. So there are some folks out there wondering, that deadline's approaching, April 17th, and some people may say, hey, I'm a taxpayer, but I'm not sure I can pay that bill on time. What happens?
We have a few options. If you can't pay your taxes, the IRS does have a few options. The first one, what you hear advertised all the time, which I brought a couple of examples, is called an offer in compromise. So just as an example, but let's be very clear to all the listeners out there that everyone doesn't always qualify for an offer in compromise. But the two that I brought recently, there was one that a client owed right here in South Florida over $190,000 and settled for just over $10,000. The acceptance letter is dated the 24th, about a month ago, and here it is. It works if you qualify. The other gentleman right here again from South Florida owed over $250,000 and settled for just over $17,000. Doesn't always work like that, so everyone listening, let's be clear, you have to qualify for the offer in compromise. But as a plan B, you enter into a payment plan with the IRS. So if you can't pay, you want to enter into a payment plan so that you can afford to make monthly payments, and that is all based upon what you make and what you spend, and then of course how much you owe. The third option is if you're in a financial hardship, the IRS has what they call currently non-collectible status. So if you're listening and you're worried, if you haven't filed in a few years, if you know you're going to owe, if you're a self-employed lawyer, doctor, electrician, plumber, no matter what it could be, you went through a bad divorce, you had a rough go in your life, there are options that exist out there. Please call and seek professional advice because there is something that's going to fit so you can sleep well at night.
Right, I would imagine it becomes very stressful for people knowing every year that kind of ticks by and they haven't dealt with it. So the IRS can waive some tax penalties then. How does this work if somebody steps forward?
Well, getting penalties waived is a whole nother element. So you have to say, this is why you didn't file, and this is why you didn't pay. It can't just be because you have on this pretty outfit, and you have on a gold necklace, and I have on a blue suit, and we sort of match today. There has to be what's called reasonable cause. So you have to meet that threshold of a reason as to why the IRS should waive or abate the penalty. So that's something different to also talk about. Can you get rid of some penalties by reasonable cause? Okay,
so there are ways to help if somebody still owes the IRS. What is your first step when somebody's out there and they're thinking, okay, we have a number of days here. What should that first step be?
If you already owe the IRS, you want to seek professional advice. We always suggest that you never represent yourself. You always want to have someone who's a professional. In our office, we have the lawyers, we have the ex-IRS revenue officers, we have the CPAs, all of which function as power of attorneys that will negotiate on your behalf and advocate. But be proactive. So a lot of people come into our office and they have unopened mail, a stack sometimes, and it could be from years. So you always want to be proactive. So pick up the phone and call us certainly, but call a professional who specializes in tax resolution. A lot of CPAs refer us business because that's not their area of specialty. Much like you go to a dentist and your child needs braces, they'll refer you to the orthodontist. It's that specialty area, so seek advice from someone who knows what they're doing that's been around a long time.
And I would imagine with so many people out there offering help, right, at this time of year, it's important to know who those people are. Is there a board certification that somebody should be saying, okay, that's somebody who actually knows what they're doing?
For preparing taxes, in my opinion, you want to have someone who's got a comma after their name. So comma CPA, comma enrolled agent. You want to have someone who's got that comma after their designation after their name as an enrolled agent or a CPA. For tax resolution, you want to make sure the firm you're hiring has been around a long time and has the expertise to help and get you through from start to finish, whether you're going to settle as an offer in compromise or whether you're going to go into a payment plan or you're going to get penalties abated. You just need to make sure that you tackle it and you're proactive.
Okay, sleep better at night, take a deep breath and get through it. We appreciate your being here.
Thank you very much for having us.